So hello and welcome to another collaboration video of The Shield Doing a Couch. I'm joined by Señorita Sabrosura again, and today we're going to talk about a little bit about Placebo, their history, and obviously we're going to talk about that album that she's holding in her hand, which is called
Never Let Me Go.
By Placebo, the new album that came out, I think, March 25th, a few weeks
25th.
ago.
Yes.
I didn't review it back then because it's an album that I really want to listen to it very well. And obviously, I'm a fan of Placebo, but she is a super fan, as you can see in the back, all the Placebo albums. I just have one in vinyl, but yeah, no, they're a great band, and I really like this album. So let's talk a little bit about like a Placebo and where they're from, and the type of music they play.
Well, Placebo, it's a British rock band that formed in 1996 by Brian Molko. He's the vocalist and guitarist, and Stefan Osdal, the bassist. The drummer is not that important. They come and go. The band really is those two, Brian and Stefan. They formed in 1994 because they wanted to do something different that was everything that was going on at that time, like the grunge and then the new metal starting. They wanted to challenge that macho scene that was going on. So they put on skirts and dresses and a bunch of makeup, just to be different. And they did.
Yeah, no, I remember the first time I heard of them was, and I think most people, was in the Cruel Intentions soundtrack where they had Every You, Every Me. And
Yeah.
I think that's most of the introduction to a lot of people in the 90s.
A lot of people. Yes.
With that band was that song and that soundtrack.
Yeah. Well, they before they have their first album, that is called Placebo, they had that single Nancy Boy. And then David Bowie heard that single and liked it so much, it reminded him of him. So David Bowie was on tour with Morrissey, and Morrissey, being Morrissey Me Tour, quit. Like, I don't want to go on tour anymore with Bowie. So David Bowie invited Placebo to be the opening act. So that's how they started. Before they even had an album, they were on tour with Bowie.
Yeah, no, that was a huge boost for the band.
Yeah, it's like, thank you, Morrissey. Bye. Thank
you.
You.
And also when they came out in the 90s, like they came out right when new metal was like super like popular, and their grunge was on the outskirts, but they had like that second wave of grunge, or like I would like to call it like pop mart grunge, like the Creed and the Nickelback, grunge light, like I used to call it. And yeah, Placebo were different, especially the vocals. Like if you listen to the vocals, nobody sounded like them, and they also had a lot of like electronic elements to their music.
Yes. Well, they had the good luck to be under Bowie's blessing. Like Bowie took them under his wing, and give them like mentorship, sound counsel, and they even make live appearances with them. And they recorded a really good song, "Without You, I'm Nothing."
That's a great song.
And but Bowie gave his 100% to that song, so it's a really nice song.
Yeah. So, having heard the new album now, how would you rate it compared to their classic albums?
Well, what I like about this new album is just that they captured like from something from their old early works, but it has like new, like they use a lot of things, like the guitars like take a seat back on this album, and they're like more modern and futuristic. It's a little bit dark, but with the Placebo hopefulness.
Yeah, I know that. I know you have the artwork. I'm gonna show the artwork here because I thought the artwork was really cool for this album. So looking at this artwork, I know that I think there's a lot of themes in this album. Maybe you since you have the album and the lyrics that have to do a lot with how with the climate change and how we're
Yes.
treating Earth.
Yeah,
And
they wanted to include like all the political statements, political climate change, conspiracy theories, you know, with the pandemic. Like a lot of people went down the rabbit hole with conspiracies and um misinformation too, a lot
yeah,
of misinformation. So they wanted to tackle but with this album they have like full creativity, no restrictions, no restraints from the record label. And the singer Brian Molko, he said that he was bored of doing things the same way always, so he did the album backwards. He said like, I'm gonna challenge myself, and as the fan was like, okay, let's do it. They started backwards. So first they choose the album cover, and then the titles with no song. You know, normally they write the songs and then they put the titles and then they chose the
yeah.
album. They did everything backwards. Like, okay, now that we have the title of the songs, let's write the songs. But instead of doing like the regular jam session with the like in the other albums, they went straight to the studio to record the songs with no songs. So I find it super creative and very
Yeah.
different
And
to
I
do.
know it's like their first album like in 10 years.
Yeah, 9 years.
They took a long time, and I think it's one of their best albums in a while, because I
Yes,
think the album that they put out like 9 years ago or something, I remember.
because the last album was like very commercial, very for the mainstream. So they say this album, we're gonna do whatever the hell we want. We're not gonna do something for the label or something commercial. Like we want completely freedom because we're bored.
So
So
I think
Brian even joked like, this is the album that's gonna destroy my career. But people like it, so it's not
no,
just
I,
anything.
I liked it a lot. I haven't bought it in vinyl, but I like how it sounds.
Yeah.
Uh, so they
Um,
produced the album themselves, right?
yes. Uh, Apparently they had the album before the pandemic, like, but when the pandemic hit, they decided not to. They decided to go back and work on the album.
Yeah, I'm sure they created a few songs on the album. So yeah, something we might do now. Maybe let's discuss tracks. Maybe you say what your favorite tracks are, and I'll say mine, and we'll compare them.
Okay. Well, I really like the first song on the album, Forever Chemicals, because
Me
it
too.
starts strong with a very industrial sound, very electronic. Like, whoa, this is not what I expected, but I like it.
Yeah, no, that's a great opening song, and it's one of my favorites too. Another one that I thought was really good was "Try Better Next Time."
Yes,
I
that's
really
good.
like that song. I like the chorus, the delivery. It's kind of hopeful, but it's kind of saying like you fail, so try better next time. I haven't dwelled too much into the lyrics, so you
Okay.
having the lyrics.
Yes. Well,
What do you
he
interpret the
said,
lyrics being about?
well, I not so much about the lyrics, but I heard an interview where the Brian Molko said that he lost faith in humanity, but at the same time he has a son, and he knows his son and that future generation, it's their work now, like to do whatever is gonna happen with the world. Like,
Yeah, no, no, it's
try better next time. Like we fucked up, so you try another better next time.
I got you cursing. Yeah, no, it's a great song.
Yes, another of my favorite song. It's "Happy Birthday in the Sky." like I told you, I can't relate because it's a really sad song that it's dedicated for to the people that is not here anymore. So I related, you know, I lost my mom last year, and I know a lot of people with this pandemic and everything that's going on lost a lot of people. So they did that song for all the people that we lost. And Brian Molko said he dedicated the song to David Bowie too.
Yeah, no, yeah, actually, yeah, it's a song. Obviously, anyone who's lost a loved one, anyone, could relate.
Yeah,
And
it's
this is
heartbreaking.
something that I think is a highlight of this album is the lyrics and the emotion in the voice of the lead singer. I think that's a strong suit that Placebo has always had, because you can be a great singer, but not everyone can be a great singer and also portray emotion like Placebo
Exactly.
does, and especially on a song like that. And yeah, no, that I like that song too. I love the song "This Is What You Wanted," which is one of the endings in album, like almost at the end of the album. It's more slower paced, and I really love when he sings like "This is what you wanted," and it's really haunting, in my
Yes.
opinion. And another standout tracks, but this album has no weak tracks
No.
whatsoever, in my opinion. At least the one that I think is my least favorite, and it's not a bad track, is Beautiful
Beautiful
James.
James.
Yeah. But I wonder who's James. Is his
Yeah, they were joking like, who's James? We don't know. It could be James
James
Gordon,
Blunt?
James Bond, your favorite James.
Because remember, James Blunt had that beautiful song back
Yes,
in the day, and then he disappeared. Uh,
exactly. Just a one hit wonder.
yeah, so I wonder when I was like, Beautiful James, like what,
Beautiful
like why
James. Where are
Beautiful
you?
James? Well,
Yeah,
it rhymes like.
but I like it because that song it has like fluid harmonies, and the bass is like very confident in that song. You
Yeah,
and it's like uplifting. Even I feel like a lullaby.
yeah, no, it's a great song. And something I was thinking about earlier, this year has had so many great albums in all types that I'm thinking at the end of the year, I'm gonna do a top 20, maybe rock, and a top 20 metal, because there's just so much good things out there.
Yeah, and
Uh,
it's only April.
and it's only April, yes. But yeah, no, that song is great. Which one more is your favorite?
Other song that is my favorite, it's Hawks. And I read that he was inspired by the TV show Doctor Who.
Hmm.
When someone asked the character, like, give me a hug, he answered, a hug is just a form to hide your face.
No, yeah,
So that line inspired him to do the whole song. Just a way to hide in your face.
yeah, no, it's great. I'm trying to see which one else it would be a standout for me. I think I went missing is also good. uh but yeah, I liked all of them. It was an album for me that it wasn't a first listen, like loved it. It's an album that I had to like sit down and really listen to it. There's albums that grab you right away. uh I had to really like immerse myself and sit down and really listen to this album to get into it. There's some because I think uh, maybe it wasn't as easy for me to get into it, because I like the band, but I'm not like a Uber fan like you.
Yes,
Uh, but yeah, like once I had repeated listens, I'm like, this is not an album that I can review upon a few listens. I really had to like
listen.
listen to it. There's so much variation in the album.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like it because the last album was like more commercial, like they were trying to go to a certain public, but this, like, they made that album for themselves. And he said, like, if you like it, good. If you don't, well, I made this for myself. But And then they had like complete freedom to do whatever they like. So that's why I consider it such a good album, when you
Yeah.
do whatever you feel. So, and I always like Placebo related with them, because they make you feel like you're not alone in this world.
No,
And
yeah, the like I said before, the how the singer portrays the emotions.
the
So
emotions, yeah. I was reading like some reviews, and someone said like he doesn't have the best voice, like no one will put him on a chart of best voices, best guitarist, but he has something that catch you, like the emotions and the rhythm, the lyrics that he uses.
yeah, it's a very distinctive voice.
Yes.
Like not
And
like
I
Billy
like it
Corgan.
that he embraces that. Like other people will not sing with a voice like that, but he embraces.
Yeah, it's not everyone comes to tea. It's like Billy Corgan with Smashing Pumpkins. When you hear
Yeah.
them, you know it's him. So when I hear Placebo, I know it's Placebo because of the way of his voice, but it makes it unique. And you know, he's not the best singer in the world, but I think how he captures the emotions and vulnerability is what has made Placebo being so successful and had such a long career. Where there are bands that started uh, like there's other bands that have disappeared more that with that
Yeah,
style.
but and then with this album, you feel like this is not gonna be the last album. Like they still have stuff to say. Like there's still more time to enjoy more albums from Placebo.
Yeah. So since you have the album physically, let's see it. So that's the yeah,
It's a gift,
nice.
and you can see this is the lead singer,
Yeah.
Brian Molko, and this is the bassist, Stefanos Dal.
Yeah, they look very European.
Oh, and then I was curious because the videos you can barely see their faces and it's distorted. And he said he want to focus more on the music and the lyrics and not in them. That's why, like, you can see it, like, and if
Yeah,
you
no,
see the videos,
it's kind of
there's
blurry, and it kind of goes with the cover of the album because the cover
yes,
is kind of blurry.
and it has the lyrics.
Nice. I hate it when you buy albums and they don't include the lyrics.
I like it because we were from the cassette generation that we used to open and read the lyrics. So I like this.
Yeah, there were some albums that always had the lyrics, but there were albums that they had half the lyrics. But you know, to me, lyrics, I like listening to reading the lyrics because if not,
And it's nothing bad worse than like you've been singing and then when you read the lyrics, like, oh my god, I've been singing nonsense.
I've been singing the wrong thing. You know that happens all the time.
And
So let's look at the variants you got.
what I like about Placebo,
Mhm.
like they know if you like a vinyl, like you take care of it, so they use the good.
Ah, nice.
It's not like a sheet paper or anything. And it's a color vinyl.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty looking vinyl,
Yeah.
and I bet it sounds great, right?
Yes. Yes, it sounds really good.
Yeah, right now I would say that in terms of alternative rock albums, that's one of the top ones for me this year, in my opinion. Uh, I don't rate with numbers, but if I have to, what does it say there?
Let's see what place for us to dream.
Yeah, if I would rate it, I would rate this like a strong 4 out of 5
Yeah.
right now. Uh, there's no, you know, there's no, after listening to the album more than a few times, and I was even listening to it today. Uh, I'm like, there's no weak tracks, and it starts with a strong track. It
Yes,
flows, it
Evans,
has a
the
great
same.
flow because it goes like there's some harder songs, then it goes more mellow, then it goes a little bit faster. So the pacing of
It's
the
good.
album, I think it's important because you don't get bored with it. because
Exactly.
it's not the same, you know. Uh,
There's not a song that I will skip. Like with
yeah,
albums, like yeah, skip this one. But I can't listen to the whole album without skipping.
yeah. So what would you rate it right now at this moment in time?
Well, I think 4 out of 5.
Yeah, it's hard for me to give a 5 out of 5 because like it has to be like perfection.
Perfection. I'm biased because as you see, I like Placebo. I even bought this. This is like a Bible. Uh, but I bought it because this is the only box set that has the Bowie song.
Oh, nice. What did that came with the new album?
No, no, I bought this a few years ago when I think when the band hit 20 years, they did a tour celebrating the 20 years of the band, and this box that came is like a greatest hits, but it also have like B-sides and rarities. This is 4 albums.
Oh, nice. No, you're truly a fan, and I.
But here it has the Without You I'm Nothing featuring David Bowie, because they recorded that song on their, I think it's on this album, the third one, the third or the fourth one. I don't remember.
It doesn't.
But it was with the band. But Bowie liked the song so much they re-recorded with him. So
Yeah.
you know I'm a fan of David Bowie.
No, of course. Yeah, I
Both
think
together.
everyone knows.
Yeah, they have made like really great covers. They even had an album that is all covers, but that doesn't come in vinyl, unfortunately.
You'll have to wait for that one.
Yeah, and then I know uh, they have record songs with David Bowie, with Michael Stipe from REM, with Pixies.
No, yeah, they're a very respected band, and obviously, yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, the art it's great.
No, yeah, it's great. So yeah, I wonder if there's still copies of that album in vinyl to purchase that new Placebo, because I've been really getting into it.
Yeah, you know, I bought the first version, the pink one, but they now have a like a purple vinyl.
Yeah, yeah, no, that sounds great. Uh, so I think for the people, you know, everyone who's watching this like joint review, like what are your favorite tracks from Placebo, from this album, from previous albums? Leave a comment, let us know what are your favorite tracks. Did you like the album? What would you like us to talk in the next few months? We already know what we're gonna do next month. Next month, we're gonna do our top 5 concerts. I'll do my top 5, and Señorita Sabrosura will do her top 5, and obviously we'll talk about them. So that will be coming up in May. So look for that, and obviously if you like our content, you know, don't forget to subscribe. You can follow Señorita Sabrosura. She has her Instagram page. Obviously she's on Facebook, and you can
Yes.
obviously follow us on TikTok as well. I'm at the Children on the Couch. Where can they follow you on TikTok, Maddie?
Sabrosura vinyl.
Sabrosura Vinyl.
Yeah.
And of course, we are going to do that next month, so look out for that. So again, this is Hector the Children on the Couch,
And Señorita Sabrosura
and we'll see you next month for another
next month.
collaboration video.
Yes.
Thank you, and good night, and listen to Placebo. Bye-bye.